I'm gonna start by the way that we used to. Each one has a question that is gonna just tell me. I know that I wrote here the things. If there is extra information, I'm gonna give it to you. Okay, let's start with Dr. Ahmed Walid. The first question, why it's expected?
Okay. Uh, a
Raise your voice,
bicycle,
please, Dr.
a bicycle can no more be to run smoothly without a proper adjustment.
Okay, we can
تمام.
stop here. We can stop here, but don't forget the information that I was giving for you before. That if we have two questions in the same sentence, take care that at
One
least
of
one of
them
them
no
is no
change.
change. Okay, so this is actually a vocab question. Vocab question, but from the easiest part. That right?
Mm.
Okay, what is the first thing that you're gonna delete it?
B
B
ودي.
and D, because actually we don't have anything called accepted that was written like that, or
and accepted.
accept whatever in D. Nothing in English look like that. So we
Yes.
have now whether you're gonna choose accepted and is gonna be like that a verb, or is gonna be expected and also a verb. Okay, but accept to approve something, expect to say that something will
So,
happen.
okay, yes. A bicycle can no more be to run smoothly without a proper adjustment. يعني هي مش هتبقى accepted لأن هي بيقول إن البايسكل مش هتمشي، مش متوقع إن هي تمشي كذا إلا بروبر adjustment، هتبقى expected.
Expected المتوقع. Okay, a bicycle can no more be expected to run smoothly without a proper adjustment of. مش موافقة أو approved. لا, expected متوقع. Thank you. I think now Ahmed give me the clue for number 2 because I know the answer for number 1. So number 2 is gonna be easily, but also I want to be sure that it's no change. Okay, Marcia Ziad.
Okay, so a bicycle can no more be expected to run smoothly without a proper adjustment of its parts and their maintenance in perfect running condition that can any other piece of machinery. So if we look at the choices, like uh, its parts, it must be its parts because it's a possession. So
Okay,
its
so
parts
you start delete what at first? We said that
B.
we're gonna make elimination first. I know that you answered right and we know that it's not change, but we must make elimination. The right?
Yes.
There is of, and of is a preposition. Of is a preposition. Can we bring after of subject and verb?
No.
Okay, so B is wrong. The right?
Yes.
And D is wrong. Why? Because there is they are, as you can find here.
Yes.
They are. So both of them are wrong. So now we are between A and C. Why you choose A?
Because like the maintenance is for the parts, so it's a possession.
Okay, possessive pronouns. So we
Yes,
need
so it must be there that is standing from for the possession, not
yeah,
there.
excellent. So we have to choose the possessive pronoun there, not there for place. Not there for place. Thank you. Number 3, Dr. Jana.
The author wants to express fullness. Which choice best accomplishes this goal? طيب
Get in
تمام.
number 3, Jana. In number 3, he gave you a clue. He said the author wants to express worthiness. So I need a word that mentions worthiness. Worthiness. Worthiness here means the value, something to measure the value. Okay, let's read now to find which one it will be for the value.
And while the chain and the chainless production of 1898 are disliked for their simple machine.
Mechanism, for their simple mechanism.
For their simple mechanism. طيب احنا
Okay.
هنا هو بيتكلم عن تصنيع العجلة برضو وان هي بتبقى يعني في فرصة وفي الزير سيمبل ميكانيزم دي في الميكانيزم بتاعها فاحنا فيمس مش هتنفع لان هي مش فيمس فور زير سيمبل ميكانيزم
تمام. بس خلي بالك احنا في الاول هنشوف ايه اللي فيها worthiness، فيها value. فاحنا
ماشي.
اللي فيها value هي admired وفيمس. اللي فيها value هي admired وفيمس. يعني ما فيش disliked لان ما فيش value فيها وما فيش judge، صح ولا لا؟
صح. judged
يبقى
مكانش
المفروض
برضه.
احنا بين admired وفيمس، فانت قلت فيمس. لا يعني ايه السمبل ميكانيزم الفيمس؟
هي admired for their simple mechanism.
برافو. Thank you. Number 4. And pilot Karim, number 4. Why it's his?
All right. 1 second.
Read the sentence. From this cannot.
This cannot be adequately given by a rider who has no conception as to the details of the construction of its machine.
Okay.
I think
Take care. Take
yes.
care. Again, we have of a preposition. So after of, we can't bring a subject and verb. So which one you're going to cancel first?
They.
They. So now we have it as a possessive pronoun. We have him as an object pronoun. We have his as a possessive pronoun. Now we are talking about whom?
The rider. So it's
the rider. So now we're going to cancel its. Now we're going to have him or his. Him, it can be if there no noun after it. But the problem that we have machine, a noun. So we need the possessive pronoun. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
Number 5 and transition. Number 5 and transition. Engineer Taha.
Yes.
Okay, at first we must look at the relation, the function of each transition word. So what is the function for it?
Effect.
Cause and effect or reason. Yet contradiction. But
contradiction.
Okay, for
cause.
Reason also. Okay, so now we have 2 reason and 2 contradiction. So we can't decide right now what is the answer because we have pairs of them. So where we're gonna look before and after to know it's a reason or it's contradiction. So read from this cannot till the end of the sentence.
This cannot be adequately given by a rider who has no conception as to the details of construction of its machine, and so it frequently happens that a bicycle sinks into an early grave because its rider persists in calling upon it for continued service while utterly indifferent to its construction and requirements.
Okay, so now we know that the relation is not contradiction, that right?
Yes.
Okay, it's cause and effect. But now for and so there is a kind of order. Like for come before it the effect, after it the cause. So it's the opposite. Come before it the cause, then the effect. Like I'm gonna say what? I didn't go to school for I was sick. Or I was sick, so I didn't go to school. So this is the relationship. So now if you're gonna look here, you'll find that we have the cause first, then the effect. The cause first, then the effect. It frequently happens. So now we're gonna choose what? So. Clear?
But can't we solve it quickly because it's in the same sentence as the question before it, so it's not
excellent
changed?
Also because it's in the same sentence, so we have one of them is going to be no change at least. Perfect. Okay, number 6. Thank you, Engineer Todd, just to remind us of this one. Engineer Zaina.
Which word best describes the phrase no they will?
Take care. No they will. It's between quotation marks. It's between quotation marks. So we need to be sure about what the relation, because this is a vocab. And also it's related to the vocab of the national. Again, he repeat the vocab of the national. May you read from the beginning of the sentence, please?
No, they will is an excellent thought for every rider to follow. For those who heed it, the matter of emergency repair will be a simple thing. A smooth running wheel will be assured, the chance of accident reduced to the minimum, and the life of the machine extended throughout its fullest period.
Okay, so now we know that because it's written between quotation marks, whether it's a quotation, take care, or what?
It's sometimes a quote.
I'm sorry?
It's sometimes a quote if it's like a transition from someone.
It's not gonna be a thought at all. No,
actually, a
quote, or huh?
Maxime.
Not Maxime. How would pronounce it?
I don't know. I actually didn't get the
word.
The
first time to hear it?
Yes.
Okay, it's a maxim. And maxim is like, do you know the vision? Like when we say, like الفراعنة الساجدين, something like that, it's called a maxim. Okay? So whether it's a quote or a maxim, like a general truth. So we're gonna cancel the description and we're gonna cancel the thought. If you're gonna come now to the quote is gonna be a kind of speech, and it's gonna say that said by someone. So here is gonna be a maxim. Clear?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Engineer Zena. Dr. Ahmed Walid again. Number 7.
Okay, the authors are considering removing the quotation marks in the underlined position. Should they do so?
Okay, take care.
Okay.
You need to remove the quotation marks. You need to remove the quotation marks. And we can remove the quotation marks if they are not a direct speech for someone. Like we can say Dr. Tamer said, comma, quotation marks, attend quickly to the session. Yeah, this is going to be quotation marks. We don't need, if we're going to say Mr. Tamer said that we must be more quickly in the session. This we don't need. So let's read from the beginning to find that we need the quotation or not first. Then we're going to find the reason. Huh.
Okay.
So we're going to start from no the wheel, thigh wheel.
Okay, no thigh wheel is an excellent maxim for every rider to follow. For those who heeded the matter of emergency repair will be simple thing. Smooth running wheel will be assured. The chance of accident reduced to the maximum, and the minimum, and the life of the machine extended.
I'm sorry, I think we read more. I'm sorry, Ahmed. It's from its. I'm sorry.
It's really with a view.
It's partially with a view to.
It's partially with a view to bringing about better acquaintance between the average rider and his wheel, that the following best pages are presented.
Okay. Take care that we have to, and to is a preposition. And what come after to, it must be the object of the preposition. And the object of the preposition doesn't need any quotation marks. The right?
Yes.
So we're gonna say yes. We're gonna remove. Now let's find what is the reason. The quotation represent the author inner thoughts, or the quotation marks extend unnecessary emphasis.
Unnecessary emphasis.
Perfect.
No,
Thank you.
And, quotation marks.
Yes, and here we need quotation marks. I'm sorry, we don't need quotation marks because to bringing about a better acquaintance is the prepositional phrase and it's needed. Thank you.
Okay.
Number 8 and Marsha Ziad.
Okay. To the bicycle manufacturer and to repairman and dealer who are frequently called
No, take care, Marsha Ziad. If we have a question, we have to read it first. Like if we
Oh,
have a
yes.
heading for a question, we have to read it first to know what is the reason. Okay.
Okay, what should be done with the dashes?
Okay, let's continue now. We're going to read. Now you're going to decide. Are you going to keep them or delete them? Then you decide what is the reason.
Okay, to the bicycle manufacturer and to the repairman and dealer who are frequently called upon for advice and service concerning any and all makes of wheels, to the student of cycle construction and to the mechanical expert, the volume will scarcely fail to be regarded as a valuable reference book for many years to come.
Okay, are you going to keep the dashes or you're going to delete them?
We will keep it.
Why?
Because it's an effective sentence. It's an essential sentence.
No, this is not essential. This is not essential between.
Oh, yes. It's
and if you look here, you're going to find that there is a repetition, like to the bicycle manufacturer, W, to the repairman and dealer, X, to the student of cycle construction, Y, and to the mechanical expert, the Z. And all of that is prepositional phrase and modifier that will modify the volume, okay? So now what between the dashes is not necessary. So if you delete the dashes, you're going to make them essential. And this is not going to move with parallelism. But if you keep the dashes, it's going to be unessential and this move with parallelism. Clear?
Yes, we can delete them also.
Okay. So now you said that keep them. Let's decide now why you're going to keep them. The information with the dashes is non-restrictive, means unessential, or the dashes offer a change in tone?
No, it's non-restrictive.
Non-essential or unessential. Thank you, Marshazia. Dr. Hamza, that he woke up late. Number 9, Dr. Hamza. You're still sleepy? Number 9. Read it, please. Read the sentence.
The idea of presenting to riders.
Take care. I'm not going to read the underline, but I need to analyze first. Then I'm going to decide that the underline is going to be right or wrong. So let's read first. And take care that we had the same words in A, B, C, and D. And we said if we have the same words, so it's a grammar question. Means relate to the punctuation. So the idea is the subject, Dr. Hamza. The idea is the subject. Where is the verb? Where is the verb? I need the verb. The idea, illustrated, this is an adjective. Take care. Illustrated is an adjective. So till now, we don't have the verb. Description of the lines, parts, improvements of the bicycle for 1998 was conceived. This is the verb, Dr. Hamza. Chiefly because of the absence during the winter of 1897-98 of a national cycle show. So now the verb is here, the subject is here. So let's look at that part. He said, of presenting to. So now I need a kind of prepositional phrase. Let's now delete that has a mistake. He said, rider through the columns of the commercial advertisers and illustrated. There is a problem here because we have many prepositional phrases that I think that one of them is unessential. So this is wrong. Clear, Dr. Hamza?
Yes.
Okay, here he put semicolon. Why we put semicolon before through? It's not a complete clause to put a semicolon. We put only semicolon if we have two independent clauses follow each other. Or if we have many commas inside the sentence. And this doesn't happen. Why we don't choose C? Again, because he put through till advertisers as unessential. From through till advertiser as unessential. So it must be separated by two commas, not semicolon and comma. The only one is right, Dr. Hamza, is from this one. Why? Because from through till advertiser, it's separated by two commas. Clear?
Yes.
So through till advertiser, it's unessential. Number 10, and Dr. Jana, you have to read the question first.
The author would like to insert the sentence to provide further support to their argument in the paragraph.
Okay, so in number 10, just wait. In number 10, it doesn't have a number in the passage, but we need only to add the sentence. So what we're going to do, Dr. Jana?
هنقرا السنتنس ونحدد المين
الكي words برافو and we must
كلمات
find it before and after read it please.
تمام. Riders were to have none of these advantages for the season of 1898, however, and the commercial advertiser according began the work of collecting and presenting the information which appeared in the columns in serious form during February, March, April of 1898, and which is now presented in this volume.
Okay, so now we find that the keywords rider, advantages, season 1898, commercial advertisers, information, column, serial form, February, March, and April 1898, and volume. Okay, let's find now if it's before sentence 1. Before sentence 1, that means relate to the last sentence of this one and the first sentence of this one. Okay, let me read it. He said, to the bicycle manufacturer and to the repairman and dealer who are frequently called upon for advice and service concerning any and all makes of wheels, to the students of cycle construction and to the mechanical experts, the volume will scarcely fail to be regarded as a valuable reference book for many years to come. Okay, I don't find any words here. The right.
نتكلم عن رايدرز خالص ولا عن adventures.
تمام، نتكلم بقى على اللي بعديها برضو عشان نشوف. بيقول the idea of the idea of presenting two riders through the column of the commercial advertiser في advertiser في commercial. An illustrated description of the lines parts improvement of the bicycle for 1898 was conceived chiefly because of the absence during the winter of 1897-98 of a national cycle show. But there is a problem. هو في طبعا commercial advertiser، يبقى الافضل احنا نكون نحط بعد مش قبل، صح ولا لا؟ عشان مش متعلقه باللي قبلها. طيب بيقول after sentence 1، لو احنا قلنا بقى after sentence 1 ممكن نقرا الجزء ده. number 2
just prior to the opening to the opening of preceding season, tens of thousands of the riders throughout the country were able to see the annual shows and to these held under the auspices of virtuous local cycle trade organization, all that the market
عموما احنا مش هنقراها كلها لان هو قال just prior to the opening of preceding seasons، وهنا كان بيتكلم عن time، يعني الاثنين متعلقين ببعض، يبقى مش هينفع برضو in this part. So let's طيب between بقى this and that كملي احنا قلنا organization and all that the maker had to offer in change and improvement for the new year. بعد كده قال this opportunity، خلي بالك this opportunity عايد على مين؟
على advantages،
على change and improvement.
وهو كمان ماشي تمام.
فمش هينفع ان احنا نحط حاجه ما بينهم، صح؟
صح.
تمام، نكمل الاخر بقى هنا، يلا.
Opportunity was also furthered by Collins' descriptive matter published by the daily press and cycle trade journals in their reports of these shows and their exhibits.
لو انت بصيتي هتلاقي ان هو فعلا اتكلم هنا عن commercial advertisers اللي احنا بنلاقيها في الجورنالز، واتكلم عن advantages، فيبقى الافضل اللي هي بعد after sentence 3. ده right؟
هو انا الصراحه دكتور ما اقتنعتش بيه قوي، بس انا مقتنعه ان اللي فوق هم غلط، يعني
لا
هي
اللي فوق غلط. لو احنا مش مقتنعين بنعمل بالاليمينيشن، لكن لو انت لو انت بصيت هنا بيقول لك ايه riders were to have none of these advantages. اهو شوف الادفانتج اهو بيقول لك ايه، بيقول لك this opportunity اللي هي الادفانتجز اللي هو عمل عليها was also furthered by the columns of descriptive matter published by the daily press. يعني هم عملوا كمان commercial advertiser الانفورميشن بتاعتها. تمام؟
صح تمام.
طيب نخلي بالنا بقى في حاجه، ان احنا عندنا two questions come after each other، مش come after each other، لا معتمدين على بعض. يعني هو قال لي هنا after sentence 2، فسنتنس 2 اصلا كانت موجوده في الاكسبلانيشن بتاع دي، فنخلي بالنا من الحته دي برضه، لان هنا معناها ان احنا we are not gonna delete sentence 2 if it's mentioned here. يعني هي mention هنا، طب ازاي انت هتعملها delete؟ نشوف كده الانسر مع بايلوت كريم. بايلوت كريم، you read number 11.
The authors are considering deleting the underlined phrase, so the sentence be kept or deleted.
اوكي السنتنس اللي هي دي اللي هي just prior to the opening اللي هو قال عليها هنا ايه
Yes.
okay to the opening preceding season tens of thousands of riders throughout the country were able to see at the annual shows and at those held under the auspices of the various local cycle trade organization although the marker had to offer and change an improvement for the new year. انا عارف ان هي ليها relationship between before and after لكن
Yes.
برضه هي it was mentioned in this sentence فمعناها كده ان هي مهمه صح ولا لا؟ That means that I'm gonna keep it. The only problem now that you have to decide why you're gonna keep it. May you read both, please?
Kept. The sentence provide details about the previous sentence.
Yes, it give information before. It said just prior to the opening of the preceding seasons. So
Yes.
it's related. Look at the other one.
Kept. The sentence provides an important contradiction to the previous sentence. No.
There is no kind of contradiction, that right?
Yes.
Okay, so the answer is gonna be A. Thank you, Pile Kareem. Number 12. Engineer Taha.
Yes.
May you read it, please? Number 12. Find what the answer.
Few insects in our climes compete in popular fame with the glowworm, that curious little animal which, to celebrate the little joys of life, kindles a beacon at its tail end. Who does not know it at least by name, who has not seen it roam amid the grass like a spark fallen from the moon at its full.
Take care that it's a kind of question. Take care that it's a kind of question. Look here. There is a question mark. And also here there's a question mark. So now we know that this must be, has a kind of WH question. Is that right?
Yes.
تمام. تعال نشوف ال WH question موجودة في كلها يعني. Who موجودة في كلها. فبتبص على punctuation. Why A is wrong? لأن we have two independent clause connecting by a comma. يبقى run on. غلط. طيب ليه سي غلط برضو؟ لأن two independent clause no connecting with anything برضو wrong. هتبقى run on. طب ليه دي wrong؟ لا دي مش wrong يا مستر. دي right. مش احنا عندنا two independent clauses can be connected by comma and conjunction أو يبقى بينهم full stop صح ولا لا؟
Yes.
أهو لو عندنا two independent clauses لا إما full stop لا إما semicolon لا إما كوما فان بويز. فأنا عندي هنا كوما فان بويز وعندي هنا full stop. طب في الحالة دي أنا هعمل إيه؟ أنا هعمل عليها right. الحالة between B and D. قال لك it's better to look at the parallelism الأول لأن في and يبقى اللي قبل زي اللي بعد. طب اللي قبل أصلا مش question صح؟
Yes.
اللي قبل is not question يبقى it's better to make it full stop then start the WH question. في حالة تانية إن إحنا في ال EST look to the shorter يعني اللي يعمل sentence shorter فاللي يعمل sentence shorter هي الفول stop. Clear engineer طه؟
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
طب يا دكتور هو ينفع السؤال يبدأ من غير حرف كابيتال أصلا؟
قولي تاني كده يا جنى.
يعني أنا لما جيت حلتها إنها بي عشان هو بدأ بحرف كابيتال لأنه سؤال بس.
لا هم كلهم صح في التكوين لكن الجرامر والبنكتويشن غلط لان دول جملتين ورا
يعني
بعض.
ينفع عادي السؤال يبدأ بحرف سمول عادي يعني الهو تبقى سمول عادي.
ما هيبدا بحرف سمول ازاي؟ ما ركزي. يعني دي صح ما هي بادئ اهو بحرف سمول. دي صح ليه؟ لان في كوما ان ولو في سيمي كولن برضه احط هو بالسمول معايا.
صح
لكن لو بدأ بدايه الجمله
لكن
لازم
هي
يبتدي بكابيتال.
هي فصلت الجملة صح.
ايوه تمام.
تمام.
Engineer Zaina, number 13, you have to read the heading of the question.
Which sentence is best suitable for the introductory sentence?
Okay, so here we're talking about the introduction. We are relating it to the introduction. Take care, the introductory sentence. خلي بالك ان هي بنتكلم عن الجمله دي نفسها. انا عاوز introductory sentence ليها. فالمفروض ان هي متعلقه بالجمله اللي بعدها. That right? Engineer Zena, you're with
Yes.
me? Okay, may you read please the sentence and find the keywords?
The lamprey is not a worm at all, not even in general appearance.
Okay, so now we have the keyword. The lampers, it's a kind of a name. We have worm, we have general appearance. Let's find which one of these talk about that.
In fact, we might easily cavil at the word worm.
I think worm was mentioned, and they said it's not a worm, and here it talk about cavil, deceive. Okay, let's look at B and say why it's wrong.
The Greeks have coined the word lamprey noctiluca.
Yes, this is scientific name. This is scientific name. We don't care about it. The main thing for me is that it's not a worm. Why it's not a worm? Look at C.
The lamprey can easily be mistaken for a worm.
اوكي طب ما ده صح يا مستر، ما هو قال لك it's not a worm at all, not even general appearance. وهنا بيقول can easily be mistaken for a worm. طب يا مستر ما هو مش can easily be mistaken ازاي؟ ده كان بيقول لك اصلا في المظهر العام، في المظهر العام هي اصلا مش worm، مش شكل worm. يبقى this wrong. Let's look at D.
Although the lamprey has gained its fame among other beetles, its beetle nature is still questioned.
Again, we're not talking about the it's a beetle, we're talking about the worm and why it's not a worm. So the answer is going to be A. Clear, Engineer Zena?
Yes.
Okay. Dr. Ahmed, yes.
معلش بس يا دكتور، هي انا ما حتى لما جيت احل التست ما فهمتش هي ليه ايه.
طيب بص يا احمد، انا المفروض ان انا لما بجيب introductory sentence او main idea يبقى متعلقه بالسنتنس اللي جايه اللي بعدها، او ممكن حضرتك تبص كمان على اخر سنتنس. تمام؟ لان دي introduction، لان مثلا بيقول ايه؟ The limbers is not a worm at all، يعني هي مش دوده اصلا.
تمام
Not even in general appearance، حتى في مظهرها مش شكل دوده. تمام؟ يبقى انا عندي كي ووردز الورم والجنرال ابييرنس. لو انت بصيت على هنا انا ما بتكلمش على الساينتفك نيم خالص، دي اول حاجه. هنا بيقول كان ايزلي بي ميستيكن، يعني من السهل جدا اللي انت تغلط بينها وما بين الورم. يا عم ازاي؟ دي كان بيقول لك هي الجنرال ابييرنس بتاعها اصلا مش شكل ورم.
تمام صح.
تمام؟ يبقى انا كده بعمل بالكانسليشن بالاليمينيشن. يبقى انا كنسلت بي وكنسلت سي. نشوف دي، هو ما بيتكلمش على بيتلز خالص، هو بيتكلم هي ليه مش ورم وكمان في الجنرال ابييرنس. يبقى الاونلي وان ذات واز منشن از A. كلير؟
تمام.
الناس ممكن تتلخبط ما بين A و C، لكن كلمه ايزلي دي والجنرال ابييرنس اصلا مش شكل الورم، فادتني ان هي مش C. فهختار A عشان فيها one من keyword لورم. كلير؟
كلير.
طب يلا number 14 and it's a vocab question.
Which choice best matches the quality the author mentions?
Take care. I need something to measure the quality or to match the quality. الصفة اللي ذكرها. فنقرا الجملة ونشوف ايه الصفة اللي ذكرها.
Okay. He has 6 short legs which he well knows how to use. He is a thought
about. بس هنقف هنا. يبقى he has 6 short legs، يبقى بيتكلم عن حاجة فيها legs، بنستخدم فيها legs which he will knows how to use it، يعني هو بيستخدمها كمان. He is a what? A thought about. يبقى أنا عاوز حاجة فيها مشي. في attention seeker لا ما اديتناش فيها حاجة فيها مشي. lazy creature ازاي يا عم؟ ده بيقول لك هو ازاي بيعرف يستخدم ازاي 6 short legs. docile insect يعني easily managed برضه لا. يبقى الانسر ايه؟ wanderer يعني walker. clear؟
متجول يعني. تمام.
ايوه تمام. مارشا زياد number 15 why it's A.
Okay, so we read the sentence. The female is an ill-favored.
At first, it's a writing or grammar question?
No, that's a grammar question.
It's grammar. Yes. Why it's a grammar? Because all the words are the same. The only punctuation هي المختلف. تمام. يلا.
The female is an ill-favored, ground-bound thing who knows naught of the delights of flying. All her life long, she retains the larval shape, which for the rest is similar to that of the male, who himself is imperfect so long as he has not achieved the maturity that comes with pairing time.
Okay.
Okay, so the female is an ill-favored. That's the independent part of the sentence.
Yeah, because we have female as a subject and is as a verb. Okay. Then we have a comma. Take care. So if we have a comma, that means that we have dependent or we have independent with a fanboys. We don't have fanboys, so we must have dependent. Is that right?
So it's a complex sentence.
It's a complex sentence. تمام. انا عندي هنا dependent بادئ ب who knows. Note of the delight of flying. تمام. Do we need، خلينا نبص بقى عشان نعمل elimination عشان ما يبقاش صعب علينا. لو بصينا على B هو حط flying.
معناها كوما.
تمام. حط flying وبعد كده حط كوما. هل ينفع؟ هل ينفع
No.
نجيب independent بعد كده dependent وخلي بالك ان all her lifelong she retained the larva shape، ده هيبقى برضو independent. فينفع نجيب dependent I'm sorry independent dependent وبعد كده كوما. فين الفان بويز؟ المفروض بعد flying يبقى كوما فان بويز عشان نربط. طب هنا مفيش فان بويز يبقى this wrong. طب ينفع نجيب flying without any punctuation؟ هتبقى run on sentence. طب سيمي كولن، طب ما السيمي كولن رايت صح ولا لا؟
Yes.
السيمي كولن المفروض رايت مش wrong.
It can work.
It can work. But which one is better؟ لو احنا بصينا على اللي بعد كده بيقول ايه؟ بيقول who knows note of the delight of flying. بعد كده بيدينا explanation. So it's
It's
better
a
to put.
colon. Yes, it's describing what's after.
Yes. So it's better to put quotation because the quotation has two functions: to give explanation or to give example. And this is a kind of explanation. So it's better to use the quotation marks. Thank you much, Ziad. Dr. Hamza, 16. Why is right. برضو grammar لأن نفس الwords.
I read.
Yes, you're going to read from the beginning of the sentence now.
No, the Lamberts is closed.
ركز بقى معايا خلي بالك. أنا عندي the Lamberts is closed. عندي Lamberts subject و is verb. أنا عندي بس هنا في مشكلة يا مستر. أنت قلت لي قبل كده if we have that، لو عندي that ما بحطش كوما قبلها. طب معنى كده ان ده wrong؟ ده wrong، في mistake هنا، مع ان هو حاسب ان that is to say the unessential، بس هي mistake، بس هو ما سألنيش عليها. هنا في mistake عندي بس ما سألنيش عليها، فما يهمكش اهو، انا بقول اهو ما يهمكش، وده بيحصل في السات والاكت والاي اس تي. I don't care، انا بس I do care في الاندرلاين. كمل يا دكتور حمزه.
That is to say, word and
epiderms
epiderms of some consistency. More
Semicolon, moreover.
Moreover, he is rather richly colored.
وخلي بالنا ان احنا عندنا هنا الكولن معناها اللي بعدها explanation او example، وبعد كده قال his. تعال نحلل الاول يا دكتور حمزه. Lambert's subject و is verb. تمام. طبعا الجمله دي هو معتبرها اللي هي non unessential لان محطوطه ما بين two commas. جميل. بعد كده قال now the Lambert is closed he wears an epiderm of some consistency. طب ما بي برضه في مشكله يا مستر. ازاي هو ربط independent مع independent على بعض كده مع بعض بكاما بس؟ ففي مشكله برضو هنا، ماليش دعوه. في مشكله بس ماليش دعوه، انا اهم حاجه الاندرلاين. هنا جاب الاندبندنت اللي هي هي از فسبقها بسيمي كولن. تمام. he's rather richly colored وبعد كده جاب كولن، يبقى انا عاوز هنا explanation. عاوز هنا explanation. فقال هنا ايه بقى؟ his body is dark brown all over and set off with pale pink on the thorax, comma especially on the lower surface. طبعا especially on the lower surface دي unessential. انا المشكله عندي في الحته دي ان المفروض دي تبقى explanation. تعال نشوف الحته اللي عندنا. فبيقول body is dark brown all over and set off. طب لو احنا قلنا اللي احنا بنتكلم عن list متكون بس من two verbs، فانا عندي is وset مفيش مشكله. لو بصينا على هنا يا دكتور حمزه هنلاقي فيه is and sitting. ما ينفعش sitting لان and دي بيبقى اللي جاي قبلها زي اللي بعدها، فهنا is يبقى المفروض هنا sit. يبقى المفروض هنا sit. خلي بالك بالاس، يعني حتى sit هنا فيها مشكله لان بيقول body is، يبقى المفروض في sit بالاس كمان. ماليش دعوه، بدل هو ما جابهاش خلاص. طب سي عندي is وعندي and was. ازاي يا عم and جاي قبلها present وبعدها past؟ ما ينفعش. نفس الكلام عندي and هنا is present و had past، ما ينفعش برضه. يبقى الوحيده اللي هتنفع فيها ايه، مع ان المفروض ان الجمله يبقى فيها sits. شفت يا شباب فيها ميستيك، بس I don't care، انا باخد الاقرب للصح. ايه يا دكتور حمزه؟ اوكي. نمبر 17 دكتور جانا.
جاي في السؤال اللي انا عايزاه ده.
يلا قولي انت وبعد كده هشرح معاكي.
A custom like this having never been worn by a war. طب انا وانا بحله شفت باي، فعرفت ان هو بيتكلم كده في الزمن ان هو يبقى باسيف يعني. فانا المفروض لو انا هختار باسيف بقول ان انا بختار فيرب تو بي بلس البي بي يعني.
طيب
فاصلا
وخلي
ايه
بالك
غلط
اصلا ان هم
خالص.
كلهم باسف، يعني انت ما عدا هافينج دي الوحيده اللي غلط، يعني ايه الوحيده اللي
ما هي
هعمل لها
ايه غلط
elimination على
خالص.
طول. بس انا
ماشي
عندي
ايه
is
غلط
never
خالص.
worn صح.
ايه بس تمام. was never worn برضو بس.
برضه صح. طيب
never
never
had
had
been.
been worn، هي المشكله في تركيب never، المشكله في الاوردر بتاع never. يعني المفروض never تبقى ما بين had been، يا had never been worn.
ايوه
المشكله في
صح
never،
كده.
فانا هلغيها. يبقى انا دلوقتي لا اما
يبقى كده غلط.
اقرر هي present لا اما past، والاثنين ينفعوا.
انا بقى وانا بحل لقيت is dicted فاخترتها is never been عشان هو هيكمل على نفس السياق بتاع الكلام. معرفش ليه was. يعني احنا لو
طيب
بصينا هنا على
انا عامل
الباسج
عليها
هنلاقيه
صح،
بيتكلم.
انا عامل عليها صح يا جنى. تمام.
هي صح.
انا عامل عليها صح، بس خلينا بس نبص عليها. بيقول finally each segment is dipped at the hinder edge with two spots of a fairly bright red. دي الجمله اللي قبلها وموجود فيها is dipped
تمام
يعني في البريزنت. تمام.
ماشي
فبعد
ماشي
كده قال a costume like this، لا is never worn.
صح.
is never worn.
مم. تمام. ما انا برضو
بس
ما اعرفش ليه was.
لان لو قال that،
انا
لا ما هو بصي لو قال that انا معاه ان هو هيبقى بيتكلم في الباست، لكن no indication عن الباست، no indication عن الباست، وهنا بيتكلم عن fact. فالمفروض الجمله اصلا كانت تبقى ايه؟ a worm wears a costume like this. تمام، لان بيتكلم عن fact.
طب حضرتك بتقول لو قال ذاتها هنتكلم في الماضي ان هو يعني
هنتكلم
بيكون
في
بيقول.
الباست هيبقى was never worn.
صح.
تمام. يعني is never worn افضل من was never worn. is never worn افضل من was never worn يا شباب. بس the
تمام
answer key that was sent by them is was never worn. فطبعا انا عارف ان الناس هتتلخبط، لكن هي الافضل is never worn بكل الاحوال، كفاكت، كجمله قبلها وجمله بعدها الاثنين في البريزنت زي ما انتم شايفين is dick وهنا begins. كلير يا شباب؟
تمام.
اوكي. نمبر 18 بايلوت كريم.
The author is considering deleting the underlined sentence. Should the sentence be kept or deleted?
Okay, at first you have to decide, are you gonna delete it or you're gonna keep it? Because the author is considering deleting the underlined sentence. Should the sentence be kept or deleted? Okay, so just decide that you are gonna keep it or delete it. Read the sentence before and sentence after. يعني آخر sentence هنا. نقراها بيقول إيه هنا بقى؟ بيقول إيه؟
Before he begins to feast, the glowworm administers an unatheistic. He chloroforms his victim, rivaling in the process the wonders of our modern surgery, which renders the patient insensible before operating on him.
Okay, the sentence after?
It is essential that the glowworm
No, here. Sentence after.
It is in some such resting place as this that I have often been privileged to light upon the lamprey, banqueting on the prey which he had just paralyzed on its shaky support by his surgical movements.
Okay, so now we find, let's read this now.
It is essential that the glowworm administers this in order to ensure its prey is unable to move.
Okay, the problem in this for what? Administer what? He said administer this, and this wasn't mentioned here. Is that right?
Yes.
Yani we decide that we're gonna delete it.
Yeah.
Okay. Now let's find the reason. Deleted, it's redundant, or deleted, it's unrelated?
I think it's like, yeah, it's redundant.
Redundant. Why? Because of the vague pronoun that was mentioned here. واحنا مش عارفين بيتكلم عن ايه. المفروض كان نجيب جملة هنا قبلها عشان نعرف بيتكلم عن ايه. عن this. Clear?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Pilot Kareem. Now with Engineer Ta, number 19.
Okay. To make this paragraph most logical, sentence 3 should be placed.
Okay, again, we have to read sentence 3. We have to read sentence 3 to find the key word. Huh?
It is in some such resting place as this that I have often been privileged to light upon the Lapierus, banqueting on the prey which he had just paralyzed on its shaky support by his surgical.
Okay, so now we have it. Take care, the sentence start with it, and it must be related to something before. وانا ما عنديش في السنتنس هنا اصلا اللي انا عملت لها delete اصلا. انا عملت لها delete. Something to indicate about it. Then we have resting place. We have this اللي هو resting place. We have surgical. We have shaky support. Let's find where is it now. طبعا ما فيش حاجه قبلها, so we're not going to choose it. طب before sentence 1, can we put it here also?
No.
ما فيش حاجه بتتكلم عن it. طيب. After sentence 1, let's read now after sentence 1 to find if there is something to talk about it.
Before he begins to feast, the glowworm administers an anesthetic. He chloroforms his victim, revealing in the process the wonders of our modern surgery, which renders the patient insensible before operating on him.
طيب لو احنا قلنا بقى الجمله اللي هي it is in some resting place, برضو where is resting place؟ لان هي بيتكلم على surgery, بيتكلم عن anesthetic اللي هو عمليه تخدير اللي بيعملها زي العمليات الجراحيه. لا, it's not. طيب after sentence 4, let's read sentence 4.
The usual game is a small snail hardly the size of a cherry, such as, for instance, helix variables, drape, who in the hot weather collects in clusters on the stiff stubble and on other long dry stalks by the roadside, and there remains motionless in profound meditation throughout the scorching summer days.
Take care. Here we have a small snail اللي هو معناها it. وهو بيقول لك ان هو بيبقى قاعد motionless, مستريح. motionless. وهنا قال لك resting place. يبقى it's better to be here. Right?
Yes.
Okay. Engineer Zaina, number 20.
The author wants to express the glowworm's trickery, which choice best accomplishes his goal.
Okay, I need now a vocab words that talk about the glowworm's trickery. Glowworm's trickery. You can read it again, this sentence. أصلا السنتنس دي خلاص هتنزل تحت المفروض. ها.
It is in some such resting place as this that I have often been privileged to light upon the Lamperus when cutting on the prey which he had just paralyzed on its shaky support by his surgical movements.
Okay. Can we say movement to mention the trickery of the worm, glowworm? لا, كلنا عندنا يعني movement, but it's not a kind of trick. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Can we say games? طبعا the first thing اللي احنا نعملها delete هي ولا movement ولا routines. Now we have games and artifices. Which one mentioned the trickery? الخديعة.
Artifices is better.
Yeah, because there's a kind of skills. The meaning of skills. Thank you, Engineer Zena. 21 and Dr. Ahmed Walid. Take care again, Dr. Ahmed Waleed. 21 A, B, C, D. It's the same words. The problem in the punctuation. Let's read it together. نشوف الأول which one is right, which one is wrong. Read from here.
He frequents the edge of the irrigating ditch
Just wait.
with
Now we have he subject, frequency verb. Okay.
their cool soil.
Between quotation marks, between two quotation marks, between two quotation marks, so we can say that it's not essential.
Okay.
Just wait. ايه الغلطة يا جنى؟ في اللي احنا بنحلها دلوقتي في 21؟
انا بتكلم على 21.
طيب خلينا بس نبص عليها وما تيجي الغلطة هنقول عليها. طيب.
تمام.
With their cool soil ده non-essential prepositional phrase. نكمل بقى.
The varied vegetation.
Their varied vegetation. Okay.
A favorite hunt of the mollusk.
طيب نركز بس هنا عشان في الجملة الأولانية بدأنا بسبجكت وفيرب، بعد كده حطينا with their cool soil، طبعا دي prepositional phrase. their varied vegetation. طيب المفروض هنا كان يبقى في and their varied vegetation لأنها متعلقة prepositional phrase، وبعد كده a favorite haunt of the mollusk. طبعا a favorite haunt دي تعتبر a positive، لكن المشكله ان احنا كان المفروض نحط هنا and. طيب معنى كده ان انا بقول ان ايه غلط، صح يا دكتور احمد؟ نبص على B. He frequents the edges of the irrigating ditches with their cool soil. بعد كده حط semicolon. Their varied vegetation semicolon a favorite haunt of the mollusk. لا غلط، لان المفروض semicolon between two independent clauses، او لو كان السنتنس فيها many commas يبقى دي wrong خالص. دي wrong خالص. He frequents the edges of the irrigating ditches with their cool soil. تمام، حط dash. Their varied vegetation, comma, a favorite haunt for mollusk. برضه ما ينفعش لأن المفروض يبقى two dashes أو two commas، يبقى دي wrong برضه. طيب he frequents the edges of the irrigating ditches، حط full stop. With their cool soil, their varied vegetation, a favorite haunt of the المشكلة إن دي phrase، فازاي يحط full stop؟ دي برضه wrong خالص. طب احنا عندنا A و B و C و D wrong. اختار الاقرب للصح مع ان كلهم ميستيكس. اختار الاقرب للصح، فالاقرب للصح هي A، لان خلاص هو نسى هنا بس and. هي دي اللي عاوزه تقوليها يا جنى؟
لا بصراحة يا دكتور أنا كنت بقول حضرتك قلت لي إن أنا لو هحط ويز في الليست ممكن أحطها في أول حتة، يعني في أول جزء بس من الليست وأكمل عادي. فهو هنا جايب قبل ويز كوما، يعني هو كان المفروض يحط ويز بعدها كوما، أو يقول قصدي ويز بعدها الأول حتة من الليست وبعد كده كوما بقية الليست. فاهم قصدي؟
هو ده مش ليست.
يعني ما هو لو كان جاب ويز قبل زير وويز قبل افيفورت كانت بقت ليست صح؟
يعني بص هنا ده مش ليست، يعني هو بيقول هو ليست من اتنين بس، اللي هو with their cool soil their varied vegetation. هنا بقى مش ماشيه معاها، فدي a positive. المفروض كان يقول هنا، بس المشكله بس عندي هنا اللي المفروض كان يقول with their cool soil and their varied vegetation. وصلت؟
يعني ليست ما بين الاول اتنين ده؟
ليست من اتنين بس y و z، فما نحطش كوما ما بينهم، بنحط and. يعني المفروض دي تشال كده وكانت حط هنا and، كده كانت مشيت 100 100. بس انا ما عنديش حاجه صح من اللي تحت، واللي تحت ده كله خطا فادح. اللي تحت ده كله خطا فادح، فالافضل ان انا اختار ايه اللي هو اقل خطا. كلير؟
تمام.
ده بيحصل في الاي اس تي دايما يا شباب، هنختار الاقل خطا. ثانك يو دكتور احمد. ماشي زياد 22.
Okay, which choice best concludes the paragraph and matches the author's writing style?
Okay, take care. We're talking about conclusion.
Yes.
And the conclusion, he said to the paragraph. Is that right?
Yes.
يعني we have to look at the first sentence to design of this paragraph. This paragraph ده بقى كان بادئ منين؟ طب ما دي كان wrong. طب read from here, huh?
Okay. Before he begins to face the glowworm administers an anesthetic, he chloroforms his victim, rivaling in the process the wonders of our modern surgery, which renders the patient insensible before operating on him.
Okay, take care. This is not in its place. and this is not in place, so we're gonna say the usual game.
The usual game is a small snail hardly the size of a cherry, such as, for instance, Helix variabilis drab, who in the hot weather collects in clusters on the stiff stubble and on other long, dry stalks by the roadside, and there remains motionless in profound meditation throughout the scorching summer days.
Okay, so now we can decide that which one now is gonna be the conclusion, because he talk about a kind of surgery. صح?
Yes.
Okay, let's find.
And it matches the author's writing style.
And also match the author writing style. Perfect. Okay.
Okay. Here he treats the game on the ground. But that's not a conclusion. Like if you want to conclude
No, it's a
paragraph.
conclusion, but it's not mentioned actually the main idea of the passage. ما احنا قلنا
Yes, like
conclusion.
if you will conclude a paragraph, you will not write this sentence alone.
Okay.
That's what I meant. Under these conditions, it's easy for me to rear him at home and to follow the operator's performance down to the smallest detail. The operator's performance is mentioned.
Okay.
So
See,
B can work.
it can be work.
Yes, although he is referred to as a worm, he is everything but that.
Take care. The worm was mentioned in the first paragraph.
Yes,
the first paragraph, not in this paragraph.
Yes, but not in this paragraph, and he doesn't mention the operator.
Okay.
His capture suggests his relatives are great hunters as well. He didn't talk about his relatives.
Okay,
so it's
thank
B.
you. Okay, perfect. Dr. Hamza, 23.
Yes.
Okay, read please.
When rotary engines are installed, simple steel stamping or spiders are attached to the fuselage to hold the fixed.
Okay, let's analyze the sentence. The sentence starts with engines are stalled and there is wind. So this is a dependent clause. بعدها جاء comma. Simple steel stamp or spider are attached independent to the fuselage. بعد كده حط comma حط dash to hold the fixed. طبعا المشكله عندنا في 23 crank shaft وحط full stop. بعد كده قال in as much as the motor project clear of the fuselage proper comma there is plenty of room back طبعا مش هنقرا كل ده. نشوف بقى ال right answers. Number 1 لو انت قلت dash يعني انا بقول to hold the fixed crank shaft وبعد كده حط داش. الداش دي مختلف عن الداش دي هايفن ودي داش. شوف اللينث بتاعها ما يمشوش مع بعض، لازم يكون نفس اللينث. يبقى this wrong. If you leave it without any kind of punctuation it's wrong. Run on. طب لو حطيت كوما بس، ما الجمله اللي بعدها المفروض independent، يعني المفروض نربطها ما بين الاثنين مع بعض، يا اما نحط سيمي كولن لكوما conjunction لفول ستوب. يبقى the only one that is right to put a full stop and start a new sentence. Clear, Dr. Hamza?
Yes.
Okay. Dr. Jana, number 24.
The writer would like to insert the sentence to provide visual support and explanation to figure 1.
Take care. I need the main thing now to look at figure 1. I have to look at figure 1. Then to decide where you're going to put it when you underline the keywords. Look at figure 1.
ما حلتهاش كده خالص يا دكتور.
امال حلتها ازاي؟
ما هو اصلا الجمله اللي هو يعني انا جبتها كده بالمنطق، هو جايب الجمله اللي بعدها بيقول the diagrams given the figures 2 و 3. هو المفروض ان هو هيتكلم على 1 بعد كده يرجع يتكلم على 2 و 3.
ممتاز
صح ولا؟
ممتاز برضه بالطريقه دي صح. بس احنا برضه الافضل ان احنا نبص على figure 1 and look at the keywords. هنا بيقول diagram defining installation of Janum monosub motor in tractor pipeline. Not necessary piping for fuel, oil and airlines. بس نرجع للجملة ونقرا السنتنس.
تمام. the diagram at figure 1 shows how a bone مش عارف ايه ده engine is installed
engine
is installed
install
on the anchor plates, and it also outlines clearly the piping necessary
the
to
piping
convey the oil,
necessary
to convey the oil and fuel, and also the air piping needed to put pressure on both fuel and oil tanks to ensure positive supply of these liquids, which may be carried in tanks placed lower than the motor in some installations.
Okay, so now we find all the keywords. Let's find now before sentence 1.
ماشي. احنا قرينا sentence 1 ما اتكلمش عن الاويل والفول ده، هي دي
ما هو
كانت هو
السنتنس المفروض before sentence 1 يبقى متعلقه بالسنتنس نفسها. طب نقرا كده بيقول when rotary engine are installed simple steel stamping or spider. لا ده بيتكلم عن حاجه ثانيه مالهاش دعوه بدول، لان حتى
ماشي.
التايتل بيتكلم عن installing rotary and radial cylinder engine، وهنا بادئ when rotary engine. لا يبقى it's not related. طب before sentence 2 لو احنا جبناها هنا في الجزء ده
ماشي، يبقى بس هي ملهاش علاقة باللي قبلها
ملهاش
واللي
علاقه
بعدها.
بالجملتين، لان الجملتين متعلقين ببعض. بيقول ان از ماتش، وغير كده ان السنتنس اللي قبل كده احنا كنا حليناها وقلنا ان از ماتش هتحط فول ستوب. طيب
تمام.
بيفور سنتنس 3 هنقرا بقى سنتنس 2.
In as much as a motor project clear to fuselage proper, these are plenty of room back of the front spider plate to install
the auxiliary parts
such the oil pump, air pump, and ignition. احنا اتكلمنا عن الاويل بامب والاير بامب.
تمام.
And ignitions magneto and also the fuel and oil containers.
جميل.
ماشي، اتكلمنا برضه عن الفويل والاويل containers.
تمام، نكمل بقى اللي بعديها.
The diagrams given at figure 2 and 3 shows
برافو.
other.
وهنا اتكلم عن figure 1 معنى كده ان هي between both of them. اوكي. طبعا after sentence 3 لو احنا قلنا after sentence 3 هو فين sentence 3 بيقول the diagrams given at figure 2 and 3 show other mountings of genome engines. ما ينفعش figure 1. برافو. اوكي. So before sentence 3. Thank you. 25 pilot كريم.
Okay. He doesn't ask the question here.
It's the same words. The main thing here بنتكلم على punctuation. تعال نشوف البانكتويشن بتاع اول choice. ها.
The diagrams given at figures 2 and 3 show other mountings of the
يبقى we have subject diagram, we have verb show. ها.
show other mountings of genome engines and are self-explanatory.
Okay, we don't have a problem. حتى الفيرب الثاني اللي جاي في الليست mention هنا قال show في البلورال وهنا are، يبقى ما فيش اي problem. تعال بقى نشوف B why it's wrong.
The diagram given at figures 2 and 3 show other mountings of genome.
هنا البروبلم بقى في show. ليه؟
Yes.
لان هي diagram singular، يعني المفروض هنا تبقى shows وهنا
Yes.
تبقى is، يبقى دي wrong.
The
See why it's wrong.
The diagrams given at figures 2 and 3 shows other mountings
برضه
of
wrong،
genome.
لان هنا قال diagrams يبقى المفروض
And
show وهنا are. ها.
The diagram given at figures 2 and 3 show other
The
mountings.
same thing. Diagram المفروض shows is صح لكن show غلط. Clear?
So therefore it's A, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay دكتور أحمد. 26 Engineer طه.
Which choice refers to the explanation provided in the sentence?
Take care. I need this explanation. It's provided where? In which figure? Read it, please.
The simple mounting possible when the Anzani 10-cylinder radial
Take
fixed
care of the
type
word 10 cylinder. So I need something that has cylinder. Huh?
10-cylinder radial fixed type engine is used given at.
Okay, let's find this. To find 10 cylinder. Is there anything talk about 10 cylinder here?
No.
Here, anything talk about 10 cylinder?
No.
Anything here talk about 10 cylinder?
No.
Okay, here 10 cylinder radial engine. The right? It was mentioned in the figure.
Yes.
So it's figure what?
4.
Figure 4. It's an easy one that we can get easily. Thank you. Engineer Taha. Engineer Zaina, 27.
27 is loosely the bolts that
Read the sentence itself.
the bolts that hold the two halves of the crankcase together project through the steel plate and hold the engine loosely to the front end of the fuselage.
Take care. He said the bolts that hold the two halves of the crankcase together project through the steel plate and hold the engine. So he talked about bolts. عارفين البولتس دي اللي هي زي الصواميل كده. فالمفروض ان هي هتمسكها كويس. يعني I need something positive, not negative, صح؟
Yes.
Loosely negative, securely positive, haphazardly negative, lightly negative. But the only one that is opposite is what? I'm sorry, the one that is positive is what?
Securely.
Okay, thank you. 28. Dr. Ahmed, did you return? Dr. Ahmed? Okay, Masha Ziad, 28.
Okay. There are a number of power plant arrangements which give a positive indication. On the other hand, noisy operation.
This is transition. So we have to find the function of each one. On the other hand is what?
On the other hand, like it's
contradiction.
Yes.
Contradiction.
So
because of their
what?
Because of their
yes, like it's cause and effect.
Yeah, reason. In the same way,
it's similarity.
And therefore,
it's the cause.
Okay, so we have two cause and we have contradiction and similarity. Actually, I'm gonna put B and D away because they have the same thing. And I'm gonna look about contradiction or similarity. If I don't find contradiction or similarity, I'm gonna go to the cause and choose the proper one. Let's read it to find out.
But like without eliminating B and D, anything except cause can't work here.
Why?
Like because it's the meaning of the sentence. Like
okay, because of that I said we have to look at the relation. It said there are a number of power plant rearrangements which give a positive indication. Then he said noisy operation. بس ممكن حد يقول contradiction. صح؟
Yes.
يعني ممكن نقول there are a number of power plant derangements which give a positive indication. On the other hand, noisy operation. لكن المشكلة يعني هي ازاي positive indication والاوبريشن noisy. تمام؟
Yes.
يبقى في مشكلة، يعني مش contradiction ولا similarity، مش ينفع similarity. طب لو بصينا على and therefore like noisy operation ولا because of their noisy operation.
Therefore, it will be grammatically wrong.
Okay. يبقى right answer because of their noisy operation, because this is a kind of reason and is built upon the cause that come in the beginning. اللي هو derangements. Okay. Thank you. دكتور حمزة 29.
معلش ممكن حاجة في 28 أنا ما فهمتش برضو ليه كنترول.
طيب أنا المشكلة إن on the other hand هي بالمعنى هو قال positive indication والناحية الثانية noise operation، لكن المينينج ما اداناش المينينج يا جنى. يعني بيقول لك there are a number of power plant derangement which give a positive indication. تمام؟ ما ينفعش نقول on the other hand noise operation لأن في positive. يعني مش تمشي contradiction لكن grammatically صح. meaning غلط. طيب in the same way مش هتمشي in the same way لانه مش indicating
ماشي.
the other. يبقى كده انا كانسل اتنين. عندي لا اما هي خلاص كده reason because of their ولا and therefore. and therefore في مشكله اللي هي and therefore noise operation ولا because of their. it's better to write because of their noise operation عشان ما عملناش run on. تمام.
تمام
29 دكتور حمزه. دكتور حمزه
Yes.
read please 29.
The following list adds on to the writer list of skills and skills of noisy operation.
خلي بالك ده writing question لان كلهم مختلفين عن بعض تقريبا. فبيقول which of the following best adds onto the writer list of cases and causes of noise operation. يعني المفروض ان هو يكمل عن noise operation. عاوز cases and causes. اسباب وحالات. اوكي. That's fine. In 29 لان هو انا بيقول هنا ايه في 29 بيقول any knocking or rattling sounds are usually انا عاوز الحته دي. يلا نشوف. ها نقرا اول واحده كده يا دكتور حمزه.
Starting
Squeaking
sounds
invariably
sounds
لا indicate dry bearings.
indicate
Let me read.
dry bearings
And whenever
when
such a sound is heard, it should be immediately located and oil applied to the parts. فعشان كده noise operation انا بتكلم عن حاجه فيها noise operation. فسqueaking فيها اصوات وفي sound يبقى فيها فعلا noise operation. طب نشوف بي هل فيها noise operation ولا لا. The rubber hose often used in making the flexible connection demanded between the radiator and water manifolds of the engine may deteriorate inside. The particles of rubber may hang down and reduce the area of the piston. ما اتكلمش على اي حاجه فيها noise operation. يبقى B is wrong. C the grease ده زي حاجه كده بنحطها ما بين البارتس اللي هي تكون iron عشان ما تخليهمش يعملوا friction. ما اعرفش تعرفوها ولا لا بس بنحطها في الكارز دايما اسمها جريس. والله نسيت اسمها بالعربي. حد عارفها بالعربي؟ شحم. The grease from the grease cups mounted on the pump shaft bearing to lubricate that member often find its way into the water system and rots to the inner walls of the rubber hose, resulting in strips of the partially decomposed rubber lining hanging down and restricting the passage. برضه ما اتكلمش عن حاجه فيها noisy operation. The cooling system is prone to overheat after anti-freezing solution of which calcium chloride forms a part have been used. برضه ما اتكلمش عن اي حاجه فيها noise. الوحيده اللي اتكلم عن حاجه فيها noise يا دكتور حمزه هي squealing وساوند. صح ولا لا؟
صح.
اوكي. دكتور جانا number 30.
The vocab. Any knocking or rattling sounds are usually produced by wear in connecting rods of main bearing of the engine. هو بيقول هنا
اوكي
ان
يعني خلينا لغايه هنا اوكي. يعني بيقول any knocking or rattling sounds are usually. خلي بالك ان كلمه are دوت ناقص له حاجه. ناقص له المين فيرب. are usually ايه؟
ايوه
المين فيرب. فانا عندي under the influence of تمشي. يعني grammatical are usually under تمشي. produce by تمشي. وchange تمشي unrelated to. لا نجي بقى للفوكاب. انا بتكلم عن knocking or rattling sounds.
هو بيقول ان اي نوكينج او راتلينج ساوندز دي are usually produced by الوير يعني بتنتج عن طريق الوير.
برافو.
في الكونكتنج بتاع الرودز والمين بيرز اوف
اوكي وير اللي هو يتعب يعني خلاص يبقى بيتنحت. ف where in connecting rods or main bearing of the engine. Thank you. Perfect. Pilot Kareem 31.
Okay. Should I read from the beginning of the paragraph?
Yes.
Okay. Any knocking or rattling
انا بس
sound.
عاوز اقول لكم بس هنا المفروض ان هنا two questions come في the same sentence. صح ولا لا؟ المفروض ان في at least one no change. هنا ما لقيتش ان no change تنفع. ولا هنا ولا هنا. ركزوا ها. ولا هنا ولا هنا، يعني ساعات الرول we have to be sure about it. Complete.
Any knocking or rattling are usually under the influence of wear in
Produced
connecting
by.
rods and what?
لان هنا الانسر بتاعها produced by.
Yes. Oh, sorry. Any knocking or rattling sounds. 1 second. Produced by in the place of under the influence or what?
لا لا. yeah. Under the influence of.
Okay.
Whereby, where, in
Okay.
connecting.
In connecting rods or main bearings of the engine, though sometimes a sharp metallic knock, which are very much the same as that produced by a loose bearing, is due to carbon deposits in the cylinder head or premature ignition due to advanced spark time level.
Okay. Now we need to decide first the tense. يعني هنا عندي are, it's a plural in the present. Has been singular in the present perfect. Is singular in the present. Have been plural in the present perfect. يعني أنا عندي 2 plural و2 singular. اوكي بايلوت كريم.
اوكي.
طيب احنا بيقول which عايده على قبلها اللي هي knock. صح؟
يس.
طيب knock هنا singular ولا plural؟
singular يس.
طيب معنى كده اللي احنا we are gonna delete have been وهنعمل delete ل are، لا اما has been لا اما is. فالمفروض اللي احنا نركز هل هي present perfect ولا present.
So it cannot be is, so it's gonna be has been, right?
طب ما احنا لازم نقرر ليه has been.
Okay.
لان في هنا في الجمله الثانيه produced في الباست. تمام. والجمله اللي قبلها في are في البريزنت. يبقى انا لو ما عندي present و past اللي ما بينهم يبقى present perfect.
Present perfect.
Yes. Clear?
Okay.
32 engineer طه.
Okay. We'll read the sentence. This
Yes.
is
طبعا هنا برضو كل الكلام زي بعضه، المشكله في البانكتويشن.
grammar.
Yes.
Whistling or blowing sounds are produced by leaks which are either in the engine themselves or in the gas manifold.
Take care. We have here whistling or blowing sounds are produced. طب okay. We have or, so what come before it come after it. معنى كده ان whistling لازم يجي عليها ing. طب كلهم blowing. طب تمام. are produced by leaks whose. المشكله بقى ان whose دي للملكيه للاونرشيب. وهنا انا ما بتكلمش على ملكيه، انا بتكلم على leaks. يبقى ما ينفعش whose خالص. Clear؟
Yes.
اوكي. طب هنستخدم ايه يا مستر؟ المفروض يبقى بعد الليكس which او that. اوكي. انا عشان نشوف فين هنا الويتش، عندي هنا blowing sounds are produced by leaks which كده مظبوطه. طب انا عندي blowing sound which are produced by leaks either in the engine. طب المفروض يبقى في كوما ثانيه هنا، صح ولا لا؟ مفيش كوما. هنقول which للساوندز بس مفيش كوما ثانيه. طب هنا blowing sound which are produced by leaks either in the engine. The problem here no verb. وبرضه هنا مفيش verb لان انا عاوز الverb بتاعي. Clear؟ لكن هنا الverb هي which are either. الverb اهو.
Yes.
Okay. Engineer Zaina 33.
Whistling or blowing sounds are produced by leaks which are either in the engine themselves or in the gas manifold.
Okay, take care. We're talking about the engine. So engine, it's a thing and it's singular. يعني himself or herself, themselves wrong. So the answer is gonna be
itself.
Itself. The last passage. Dr. Ahmed.
Yes.
Okay, here Dr. Ahmed also take care that we have the same problem. It's a grammar. وبرضه بيتكلم عن which و that و whose و whom وكده. تعال نشوف the first one why it's wrong.
Among the many detected books were certain essays which flooded England in the 16th and 17th centuries on travel.
طب المفروض which هنا عايد على essays. واحنا المفروض ان which بيقول flooded in England in the 16 يبقى بنتكلم عن البوكس مش essays. طيب دي wrong. تعال نشوف B.
among the many dedicated
detecting
book
box.
detecting books which flooded England in the 16th and 17th centuries were certain essays on travel.
هنا which جاي بعد box وطبعا البوكس هي اللي flooded England يعني it can be right. تعال نشوف C.
In the 16th and 17th centuries, certain essays that flooded England on travel were among the many detected books. هنا that
A
جاية
و C
على
اصلا شبه بعض. A و C شبه بعض. هو شال بس which وحط that. وهي that which بتجي مع الاسايز بس مش هم اللي flooded England. اللي flooded England البوكس مش الاسايز. اوكي.
Among the many detected books were certain essays on travel that flooded
طبعا
England.
دي طبعا اللي هي الموديفاير بنسميها. احنا قلنا في واحده عندنا اللي هي فكروني كده الميستيكس بتاعت الموديفاير. dangling موديفاير وميسبليس موديفاير. دي الميسبليس موديفاير. ليه؟ لان ذات فلادد جايه ده بعد ترافل يعني اللي هي رونج اصلا خالص. كلير؟ اوكي. مارشا زياد 35 vocab.
Okay, that's a vocab question. In the collections of voyages and explorations, so often emphasized, these have found no place. Like it must, the word must like gathered or collected.
Yeah, because he said collection.
Yes.
يعني it's not gonna be fantasized ولا stolen ولا emphasized. It's gonna be
it's garnered, even if we don't know the meaning of garnered.
Yes, because we don't know the meaning, so we can make elimination. It's no emphasized because we need something that could talk about collection. It's no fantasized or stolen. Thank you. Dr. Hamza, 36.
Yes. Which choice best matches the quality the author mentions?
Okay, again, it's a vocab question. I need something that mention the quality. Let's read the sentence.
Most of them are very rare and have never been reprinted.
Take care. He said have never been reprinted. Have never been reprinted يعني ما طبعوش خالص. اوكي. فانا عاوز كلمه تدي المعنى بتاع have never been reprinted. فلو انا عندي rare يعني نادرا فتمشي بالمعنى. rare يعني نادرا. اوكي تمشي بالمعنى. scarce برضو معناها نادرا وتمشي بالمعنى. عندي consistent لا طبعا مش تمشي بالمعنى بتاعنا وcommon مش هتمشي. يبقى انا between rare and scarce. rare is informer بنستخدمها في اللغه كده ما بيننا وبين صحابنا. لكن scientific passage فنستخدم كلمه scarce. كلير يا دكتور حمزه؟
Yes.
اوكي. 37 دكتور جنى.
Yes. هنقرا بقى السنتنس. انا جبتها بالمينينج.
ما هي جاب المينينج بس برضه فيها جرامر. نقرا كده من اول there are.
من اول there are.
يس مش هو ده البدايه؟ البدايه.
there are scattered allusions to this practice in contemporary social documents. In Sui, a word frequency explains how such an Oxanin traveled beyond seas and
returned a complete person. But خلي بالك هنا انا بتكلم عن ايه؟ هو بيقول لك beyond seas يعني بيسافر وراء البحار. and returned a complete person. But is this ideal of a conceptual indication so explicitly set forth as it's in this essay. يعني انا بتكلم عن مكان. بتكلم وراء البحار يبقى بتكلم عن مكان. صح ولا لا؟
طب بنتكلم عن مكان يبقى something ما تنفعش خالص.
يبقى something ما تنفعش. خلاص انا عملت لها elimination. عندي nowhere و everywhere و somewhere.
ما هو بقى واحنا عندنا بط فالمفروض ان احنا اللي قبلها عكس اللي بعدها. تمام. هو بيقول بيسافر عبر البحار فهو يعني بيسافر في everywhere او في اماكن كتيره. فبut nowhere is this
the
ideal
ideal
يعني
of the
دي
common.
تبقى العكس
برافو
تبقى العكس
برافو
بتاع everywhere.
تمام. ثانك يو. برضه احنا ممكن نجيبها بالاود وان اوت، يعني everywhere و somewhere شبه بعض. يعني لو احنا هنحطهم الاثنين في we cancel them، يبقى ما عنديش الا غير nowhere. ثانك يو دكتور جان. بايلوت كريم 38. Why the answer is B?
Okay, so if we read the paragraphs, they are discussions of the benefits of travel, admonitions and warnings arranged to put the traveler into the proper attitude of mind toward his great task of self-development life.
Okay.
So
Take
the
care.
keywords.
احنا هنا بنتكلم عن benefits، يعني something positive. يبقى انا
So
عاوز حاجه something positive. Okay.
so B and C are the only two that are positive.
برافو، لان طبعا a soldier losing a war ده negative. A wolf
Yes.
leaving its pack negative. يبقى ما عنديش
So
الا غير an apprentice monk taking his first step into a monastery، اللي هو
yeah.
الكاهن ياخد اول خطوه ليه في الكنيسه، او a swan finding its mate، اللي هو السوان دي نوع من البيردز، تلاقي ايه زوجها. طبعا
I
if you
think
look at the sentence itself you're going to find that B is the
B is right.
okay. Thank you.
No problem.
39 and engineer طه. ده الليست اهو يا انجينير طه.
We have to read the sentence.
Okay.
So read from
Read
the
it.
beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Beginning with the end of the 16th century, when travel became the fashion as the only means of acquiring modern languages and modern history, as well as those physical accomplishments and social graces by which a young man won his way at court. They trace his evolution up to the time when it had no longer any serious motive. That is when the chairs of modern history and modern languages were founded at the English universities, and when, with the fall of the Stuarts, the court ceased to be the arbiter of men's
Okay.
fortunes, futures, and education.
So the problem here that هتلاقي ان الثلاثه اللي ورا بعض دول كلهم plural. Fortunes, futures, educations. معنى كده ان ده list X, Y, and Z. المفروض X, Y, and Z. The right?
Yes.
Okay. يعني دي wrong. Let's look at B. اهو X, Y, and Z. Right. هنا في semicolon. It's wrong. هنا في semicolon. It's wrong. So the right answer is B. Okay. طبعا we can look at the sentences immediately، يعني ممكن نبص على الاختيارات ونشوف من غير ما نقرا الجمله كلها عشان ما نضيعش وقت، لان طبعا الكويشن take less than 30 seconds. Engineer Zena 40.
Which of the following best introduces the paragraph and transitions to the next sentence?
Okay, so I need now to keep this and to introduce to the next sentence. فنقرا كده next sentence بيقول ايه؟
If I have not always quoted the instructions fully, it's because they repeat one another on some points.
He talk about quotation, okay? The quotation. So let's find, are you gonna keep it as it is?
That these directions for travel were not isolated oddities of literature, but were the expression of a widespread ideal of the English gentry. I have tried to show in the following study.
Okay, take care that here it talk about the directions and here it talk about the instructions. So it may be related. Let's find here why it's not B.
It is open to doubt whether the number of the truly pious would ever have filled so many ships. It's not related.
Okay, it's not related and it's not mentioned, huh?
In the same boat load with merchants, spies, exiles, and diplomats from England saved the young gentleman fresh from his university to complete his education by a look at the most civilized countries of the world.
Again, it doesn't mention any gentleman here. D.
These discussions of the art of travel are relics of an age when Englishmen, next to the Germans, were known for being the greatest travelers among all nations.
Again, it doesn't mention any kind of instruction, like an instruction related to the word directions. Thank you, Engineer Zena. Dr. Ahmed, 41.
The writer would like to insert the sentence to provide the reason for including illustrations.
Take care. He need to insert to provide something for illustration. Let's read it to find the keywords.
The essay can hardly be appreciated without support from biography and history, and for that reason, I have introduced some concrete illustrations of the sort of traveler to whom the books were addressed.
We have keywords here, as you can find, the essays, we have traveler, we have illustrations, we have books. And take care, he said can hardly be appreciated, means cannot. Hardly here means not. Cannot be appreciated. Okay. If I put it before
history. Biography history دي مش تبقى keywords.
فين؟ Yes, okay.
Biography with
support وbiography وhistory all keywords اللي هو nouns والadjective وreasons وsome concrete illustrations وsort كل دوت اوكي.
اقرا السنتنس اللي بعديها.
هنقرا السنتنس قبلها وبعديها لانه بيقول before sentence 1 فالمفروض ان يكون متعلقه بدي ودي. فبيقول ايه؟ In the course of this evolution they show us many phases of continental influence in England. How Italian immorality infected young imagination. How France became the model of deportment. What were the origin of the Grand Tower and so forth. طب انا ما بتكلمش على الاسايز. بعد كده قال ايه؟ That these direction for travel were not isolated edits on literature but where هو literature was mentioned صح؟ نتكلم عن biography history فممكن تبقى بعد مش قبل. بعد مش قبل بس نكمل. But where the expression of the widespread ideal of the English gentry. I have tried to show in the following study. وهو قال I معنى كده هو يمنشن himself ودي كلمة I اهي. فالمفروض ان هي تبقى هنا بس نشوف السنتنس اللي بعدها. If I have not always quoted instruction so it's better to talk about the illustration here because also he talked about the instruction so it can be. طيب after sentence 2 if I have not always quoted the instruction fully it's because they repeat one another on some points. لو حطيناها هنا وبعد كده and my plan لا my plan متعلقة بدي. طب after sentence 3 my plan has been to comment on the whatever in each book was new لا it's not related so the answer is B.
Okay.
Thank you. Marcia Ziad 42 why it's right. It is.
Okay. So we will at the beginning remove the choice D.
You delete D because it's wrong.
Yes.
تاني حاجة إن خلي بالك إن الفوق الإف from F to fully it's a dependent. فالمفروض الثانية يبقى قبل because عندي subject verb صح ولا لا؟
Yes.
يبقى this wrong و it's wrong يبقى ما فيش إلا غير subject verb واحد اللي هو it is. The right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
I've deleted it's like for its form.
Yeah, it's here is wrong.
Yes.
بس برضو انا ما ببص هنا عندي هنا الكومبلكس سنتنس عندي dependent يبقى انا عاوز independent. المفروض subject verb قبل because ما فيش حد فيها subject verb معانا it is.
Okay.
Okay. 43 دكتور حمزة. طبعا انا كاتب لكم هنا حالات if plus present will plus verb infinitive if plus past would plus verb if plus past perfect would have plus past participle. خلي بالكم ان في حاله اولانيه الاف اللي هي الحقيقه فاف بلس بريزنت بيدينا بريزنت اف بلس بريزنت يدينا بريزنت دي حاله ثالثه الرابعه. اوكي دكتور حمزه. Look at this one he said my plan this is subject. طب انا عاوز verb فهو حط الفيرب هنا between two commas. Is it right? No it's wrong لان الفيرب عمره ما بيتفرق عن السبجكت الا غير ما بيكون ما بينهم unessential sentence. فالمفروض اللي هي ما فيش punctuation يبقى has been. كلير يا دكتور حمزه؟ اوكي دكتور جانا 44.
Yes, doctor. My plan has been to comment on whatever in each book was new or showed the evolution of travel for studies طب هي بي وسي الاثنين غلط، عشان انا مش محتاجه احط داش ولا محتاجه ان انا احط سيمي كود، عشان قبلها واللي بعدها مش كومبليت.
طب هي مش بي لان بي ممكن تبقى صح لو احنا اعتبرنا دي ان اسينشال. ركزي اوكي معايا.
ما هي
تمام
unessential بس. اه ماشي.
هي دي غلط، سي
ماشي
غلط خالص.
في غلط خالص، تمام.
تمام.
هو
عندي
هنا
دي،
وهنا.
بس ركزي بس معايا الاول عشان نعرف. اوكي عندي دي
ماشي
وعندي بي وعندي ايه. هو بيقول هنا ايه؟ My plan has been to comment on whatever in each book was new. تمام. بعد كده حط
تمام.
كوما، حط كوما. معنى كده ان الجمله دي نون اسينشال، لان مش شرط احط كوما هنا قبل اور شو، لان مش اكثر من 2 ايتمز. يعني انا قلت has been يبقى المفروض اور شود من غير كوما لو دي حسب الفيرب، لكن دي نون اسينشال فحطها ما بين 2
اه احنا
كوماز.
محتاجين كومة تانية او
حاطين
محتاجين داش.
كوما يبقى دي غلط، لان الكوما اولانيه يبقى كوما ثانيه مش
ايوه صح.
مش داش. Clear?
ودي كمان غلط عشان ما فيهاش كومة. يبقى ايه؟
Any question regarding that test?
Yes, I have.
Yes.
In question 31, I want to ask about something.
21.
31, 31.
31. Okay.
Yes. Why we chose present perfect, not
يا ما انا
present.
قلتها هنا. انا قبل السنتنس اللي قبلها فيها present مارش زياده،
Yes.
والسنتنس اللي بعدها اهي فيها past. between present and past بستخدم ال present perfect. ليه؟ لأن ال present perfect أصلا ليه indication. هو بيعبر عن something happened in the past and still continue till the present.
But like if we continue in the sentence, we will find that there is also.
أي ما خلاص، ما احنا بنتكلم present، بس الجملة دي خلاص. يعني احنا مثلا بنقول إيه؟ خلينا نحلل الجملة. بيقول any knocking or rattling sound are usually present.
Yes.
Produced by where in connecting rods or main bearing of the engine. Though sometimes a sharp metallic knock which عاوزين بقى هنا الverb very much the same as that produced. تمام ده كده past، فمش ينفع استخدم present مع past خالص. Clear?
Okay.
Any other question?
No, thank you.
Okay. Tomorrow I'm gonna continue. Tomorrow no test. It's gonna be a just wait please.